I'm absolutely delighted to share today's video with you. We're hosting a whimsical fairy tea party, a magical gathering where elegance meets enchantment. Join me as we bring this fairy tale vision to life, where every delicate detail is sprinkled with a touch of magic. In this video, I'll show you how to create a simple yet stunning decor setup and prepare delightful treats fit for the most enchanting little fairies. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more magical moments. Now let's get started and make this fairy tea party truly unforgettable. For a rustic twist, consider a woodland fairy tea party theme. Wooden accents, whimsical mushrooms, and forest-inspired elements add an earthy charm to your tea table. These mini mushroom decorations are absolutely adorable, incredibly easy to assemble, and bring a special detail that elevates the entire table setup. I love preparing as much as possible the day before, especially simple tasks like decorating. Get your little ones involved in the process. You will be amazed at how creative they can be. And more importantly, you'll share a beautiful bonding experience filled with laughter and excitement. Setting up the table and laying out decorations the day before is a must. This way you can enjoy the party stress-free and focus on hosting and making memories. If you've watched my previous tea party videos, you know that no party is complete without a balloon guirlande. This can be the most time-consuming part of any decoration setup, so I love making it a family activity. We all work together and it turns into a fun, memorable moment. To enhance the magic, I used a green curtain backdrop with soft, twinkling fairy lights. The flowing fabric creates a lush, forest-like feel, while the gentle glow adds a dreamy fairy tale touch to our fairy tea party. Once the balloons are inflated, I use a plastic balloon strip with tiny holes to attach them. Then simply drape the guirlande over curtain rods for an effortless yet stunning backdrop. For today's fairy tea party, we're baking chocolate cupcakes. But not just any chocolate cupcakes, we're transforming them into a whimsical forest scene with mushroom-shaped cookies to resemble an enchanted woodland. To make these enchanting chocolate cupcakes, start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. In a large bowl, whisk together 1 cup of warm coffee, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, a 1/3 cup of light olive oil or vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of white distilled vinegar, 1 large room temperature egg, and 1 cup of sugar. In a sifter, add 1½ cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/3 of a cup of natural unsweetened cocoa, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Sift the dry ingredients, ensuring there are no dry clumps from the cocoa powder. Combine the wet ingredients into the dry, whisking until just combined. The batter will be slightly loose with small lumps, and this is okay. Line a 12-count muffin tin with cupcake liners, and using an ice cream scoop, fill each liner 2/3 full and bake for 18 to 22 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted comes out clean. Allow the cupcakes to cool in the pan for 5 minutes before transferring them to a rack to cool completely. While the cupcakes come to room temperature, let's get started on some prep work. This past weekend, we visited a charming European market where I picked up some delightful European desserts, perfect for our magical fairy tea party. If you've been following me for a while, you know how much I adore tea parties. One of my favorite subscriptions is Tea Time magazine, and as soon as I saw this scone recipe, I knew I had to make them. These Mandarin cranberry scones will be the perfect addition to our fairy feast. Let's prepare these scones, a tea party classic with a citrusy twist. In a food processor or a large bowl, whisk together 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a quarter cup of granulated sugar, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of fine sea salt, and 2 teaspoons of fresh mandarin zest. Pulse that a few times until well combined. Add in 8 tablespoons of diced cold butter and mix in until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs. Pour in 1 cup of cold cream and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Squeeze the juice from the previously zested mandarin, then gently mix it into the flour mixture until a dough ball forms. Transfer the dough to a clean surface and fold in a 1/3 cup of dried cranberries, working gently until it comes together. If the dough seems too dry, add more cream, 1 tablespoon at a time until it holds. Shape the dough gently by patting and folding it 3 to 4 times. Cover the dough with plastic wrap and transfer to your fridge for a minimum of 30 minutes for the dough to firm up. In the meantime, I'm going to sprinkle my fairy mommy magic and get my precious little fairies all dressed up. Dressing up the little fairies in their delicate wings, floral crowns, and sparkly dresses adds an extra touch of enchantment to the day. Hey, my little precious fairy. These moments are filled with such wonder and joy, and I hope these cherished traditions stay with them for a lifetime, carrying forward to their own children one day. The girls eagerly offered to help, arranging the treats on tiered cake stands, their tiny hands placing each piece with such care and excitement. Watching their creativity unfold as they take part in the preparations is a beautiful reminder of why I love hosting these magical celebrations in our home. As the tea party draws near, I bring out an array of delightful confections, mini cakes, delicate tea sandwiches, and an assortment of cookies, all carefully selected to fit the whimsical theme. The mini cakes from Trader Joe's are an absolute favorite. Their elegant layers and variety of flavors perfectly complementing the fairy-like charm of our gathering. With less than 2 hours before our guests arrive, I turn my attention to the scones, retrieving the chilled dough from the fridge and rolling it out to a perfect 3/4 inch thickness. Using a cookie cutter dusted in flour, I carefully cut out each scone, gathering the scraps and gently re-rolling the dough to ensure not a bit is wasted. The scones are arranged evenly on a prepared baking sheet, and a light brush of cream over the tops ensures a beautifully golden finish before they're placed in a preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 16 to 20 minutes. As they bake, the kitchen fills with the warm, buttery aroma of scones mingled with the sweet, citrusy notes of mandarin zest and dried cranberries. Once baked to a golden perfection, the scones rest for a few minutes on the baking sheet before being transferred to a wire rack to cool completely. For a finishing touch, I whisk together a delicate glaze of confectionate sugar and fresh mandarin juice, drizzling it over the scones in soft, glistening ribbons. Each bite promises a tender, crumbly texture, bursting with bright citrus flavor and the perfect hint of sweetness. Next, I'm going to prepare the most delightful butterfly-shaped mini sandwiches using soft bread, cheese, and ham. These delicate little bites not only look charming but also add a touch of elegance to our tea table. As I carefully cut the sandwiches into butterfly shapes, I imagine how excited the little fairies will be to see them, their tiny hands reaching eagerly for these dainty treats. Our chocolate cupcakes are completely cooled, so it's time to frost them with the most decadent and silky Nutella buttercream frosting. This frosting is incredibly easy to prepare, yet it tastes absolutely divine. In a mixing bowl, I start by adding 2 sticks of room temperature softened butter, whipping it until it's creamy and smooth. Next, I incorporate 1 cup of powdered sugar, blending it in gently until fully combined. Now for my favorite ingredient, 1 full cup of luscious chocolate hazelnut Nutella. This is what makes this frosting so irresistibly rich and delicious. If the frosting isn't as creamy as I'd like, I add a tablespoon of heavy cream to achieve the perfect silky consistency. Once everything is blended to perfection, I transfer the buttercream into a piping bag and begin swirling beautiful rosettes on top of each cupcake. I absolutely adore this Nutella buttercream frosting. It's not only delicious but also one of the most easiest frostings to work with. It pipes like a dream, making it super fun to decorate with. To add a bit of fairy tale magic, I found the most adorable mini mushroom-shaped cookies at the European market. These tiny cookies are perfect for our enchanted woodland theme, and they add such a whimsical touch to the cupcakes. For a burst of color, I carefully place a few fresh raspberries on each cupcake, the ruby red hue making them look even more enchanting. And of course, no fairy cupcake would be complete without delicate mini edible butterflies, fluttering atop the frosting like real fairies had sprinkled their magic over them. Then I get creative and mix heavy cream, powdered sugar, and green food coloring, and pipe tiny dollops onto each cupcake for a mossy, enchanted forest effect. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the imperfect swirls make it look even more natural and whimsical. The end result? Absolutely adorable cupcakes that look like they came straight out of a fairy tale. I wanted to take a moment to reintroduce you to our absolute favorite tea, one that has become a cherished staple in our home. As a lifelong tea lover, I've searched high and low for the highest quality blends, and I'm thrilled to share that I found a tea that exceeds all expectations. This brand has been a favorite of mine for many years, and it has also become a beloved choice for our guests. That's why I'm so delighted to be partnering with Tea Bloom for the second time, bringing you a tea that is not only delicious but also made with only natural ingredients, ensuring a superior and truly remarkable tea drinking experience. Brewing this tea is effortless, yet results in the most exquisite cup. Simply add 1 to 2 tablespoons of the tea leaves to a large teapot and fill it with hot water. Let it steep for a couple of minutes and you'll be rewarded with an infusion of the highest quality, rich in flavor and aroma. One of the best things about this tea is that it can be re-steeped multiple times. By adding more boiling water, the same tea leaves can be used to create up to 3 large pots, making it both luxurious and sustainable. With everything set, our little fairies have arrived, transforming the space into a whimsical wonderland. Their surprise and excitement fill my heart with joy And nothing makes me happier than creating little moments of wonder and magic for them. Their laughter fills the air as they sip tea, enjoy sweets and savory treats, and flutter about in their delicate wings, bringing the magic to life. Don't feel intimidated by these details. Once you start planning a tea party like this, inspiration will flow and creativity will surprise you. A fairy tea party is all about the little touches, twinkling lights, floral arrangements, pastel tutus, and shimmering wings, all coming together for an unforgettable celebration. And of course, no fairy tea party is complete without a magical cake. Let your imagination soar with charming designs that bring fairyland to life. With a sprinkle of creativity and a touch of fairy dust, your fairy tea party will be a joyous, magical affair filled with laughter, wonder, and lasting memories. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you love tea parties, be sure to check out my playlist filled with beautiful themed ideas to help you host the most magical tea parties. Thanks for watching. See you next time.